sometimes a marriage can be a little boring. The longer that we are in a relationship with someone, the more mundane it can become. We go through life in our marriages through the typical struggles, what we consider normal. Marriage don't always need some big reason to just end. You could be in a relationship where there's no cheating, there's no abuse. We just have our normal baggage, but yet every day feels like it's Groundhog's Day and we're doing the same thing every day, day in and day out. And then you begin to feel stuck in your marriage. What's up, everybody? What's good? What's happening? Who am I? I'm Tasha Curry. Welcome back to the channel. And on this channel, I talk a lot about marriage advice. Our model here is to bring families back together. And I give advice to women who are separated from their marriage and they want to bring their marriage back together. Have you ever been around those couples that everything seems so good on the outside looking in, but then next thing you know, you ask about them and they got a divorce? Well, that's because everything looked good on the outside, but everything wasn't good on the inside. And then because everything looks good on the outside, when you go and try to talk to people about the problems that you're having in your marriage, like they tell you you're kind of crazy because everything looks perfect. Maybe you have a husband who's never cheated, never done anything that would make you question him. And then when you bring your issues, if you will, to someone else, they'll look at you like, has your husband cheated? Has he beat you? So why do you want to leave? And it makes you feel like you're doing something wrong because you want to leave the marriage. And in everybody else's eyes, he did nothing wrong. I'm gonna take a sip of water. And this dilemma will only make things worse because you want to leave, but then you start feeling, well, am I stupid for wanting to leave? Or is everybody right and I'm wrong? And you just need to stop and ask yourself, how did you get here? Because sometimes when we live that mundane life where we do the same thing every single day, because mostly everybody is living in a two-family home where both people work. I know with the pandemic and everything, some people may be out of work and everything like that, which that causes stress on itself because you're used to working and then maybe you're now not working, and that's another video for another day. But when two people are in a relationship and they're both working, sometimes, even on the weekends, like if you don't work on the weekends, it could be the same thing every single day. Maybe you don't do anything on Saturdays and Sundays because you got to prepare for Monday. And years of that, the relationship can become a little stale. The first thing that I would tell you is don't make any decision emotionally. You want to kind of just, like I said, wonder, how did you get here first? And when you make a decision based strictly on emotion, a lot of times we end up kind of regretting those decisions. So if I need to make a decision and right now like my emotion is like heightened, I will stop, I will calm down. I may think on it, but I'll sit on it until I feel neutral about it. And that's when I'll make the decision. I know sometimes we can't do that. I know sometimes, you need to make a decision either in the moment or someone needs an answer like yesterday. And I get that. But I still think that if you can hold off and wait to make a decision, wait and make the decision. Sometimes you might even feel stuck in your relationship and you blame your spouse. You think it's your spouse's fault. He's the reason that your relationship is not what it used to be. He stopped doing the things that he used to do. But sweetheart, you're not happy in your marriage because of you. Don't put that pressure on your spouse. If there are things that you want to do within your marriage or things that you guys used to do when you guys maybe were dating or when the marriage was new, start doing those things again. Bring it up. talk to your spouse about it and find out why you guys just stopped doing those things. Sometimes it's as simple as your spouse may say to you, well, you stopped asking me to do them, so I just thought you didn't want to do them anymore. So if there is something that you want and there is something that you need, you have to communicate it. There was a reason that you married this person. What was it that you stopped doing? What did you give up? What did you change? You have to answer these questions for yourself. You shouldn't have to give up anything that you love unless it's going to hurt yourself or your family. If you need examples, that's gambling, excessive drinking, doing drugs, sleeping around, etc. Sometimes we feel like we have to be a different person when we're with someone, and we completely change ourselves to the point that we begin to feel fake. We start feeling like we lost the real us, and we don't know how to get that person back. So what do? We start looking outside of the relationship, when what we really need to do is go internal with ourselves. So what was it that you stopped doing for this relationship? What was it that you gave up for this relationship? Like I said, you really shouldn't have to give up anything for any relationship unless it's going to hurt you or the relationship. Let's say if you liked, acting. And acting was something that you've always wanted to do, but you gave it up for this relationship. My first question would be, why did you give it up? Did your spouse tell you to give it up? Or because you knew how busy you would be going on auditions and all this other stuff, that you decided to give it up to build up this relationship? That's not your spouse's fault. That's not your partner's fault that you stopped your dream. That was your decision. And sometimes we make these decisions to give up something. And when things go sideways, the first thing that we do is blame the other person. We say it's all their fault that we gave up our dream and we gave up our life because of this person. And then what happens is we break up, we get a divorce, and then we end up going with someone else, and the cycle starts over. So when you blame your spouse for the things that they are or are not doing, you take away your power and your responsibility for your side of the relationship. And the more that you do that, there is going to be no way for you to change your relationship for the better. Because no matter what your spouse do right, you're always going to blame them and see them for what they do wrong. And then in that vicious cycle, you'll eventually end up divorced. So I hope that you guys got value from this video. I hate ending videos like in a negative tone, but it's the truth. If you keep blaming your spouse, eventually they're going to get sick and tired of it, or you're going to get sick and tired of it. And either way, somebody's going to end up walking away from the relationship. But it is what it is, and we see it every single day. So I hope that this video helps you. If you're going through this right now in your relationship, I really hope that what this video does is either trigger something in you to maybe change your ways, or maybe it'll make you see that there are some things that need to happen differently in your relationship. Either way, I hope you like this video. If you like it, subscribe to my channel if you want to see more videos on marriage advice. And remember, love yourself, adore yourself, be yourself. Thank you, and I hope I get to see you guys in my next video.